And we back. Welcome to the last episode of 2023 from the Get Buckets podcast, powered by Hardline Basketball. I'm your host, Musa Marathi. The last episode is here, and I really just want to recap the year in its entirety very quickly and as fast as possible. Just want to really shout out some moments I remember, and there were a lot of them. To start off, I want to take you guys all the way back to January when Woodmont made back-to-back game winners, one against Hillcrest, Dre Huff calling game, and then the next one in the on what could be the game of the year. Woodmont played Teal won in double overtime when Drake Stewart hit a game winner. Moving on, CJ Okadigwe from Wade Hampton, senior last year, hits the game-winning layup against Eastside when they were down by 6 with 23 seconds left. This game was also one of the craziest of the year, one of the biggest comebacks of the season. After this, Luke Workman from Riverside hits a bank game winner from like the free throw line area over Wade Hampton. Another one in that region, which was just crazy to see. Trey Locklear from Boiling Springs hits a game winner over Spartanburg to give them the 1 point win in their last region game. Braden Hirschberger hits the game winner over Hillcrest in their last region game, which, although they didn't make playoffs, this was their last season of their last game of the season. Great way to go out for this man and Malden as a team last year. Greenville beats Westside by 20 in region. Then Westside comes back and beats Greenville by 20 in region. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Very interesting times in that region last year. Elijah Jones drops 40 points against Malden in I think it was on MLK Day last year. Another crazy moment I wanted to shout out. Zenterio Spurgeon, otherwise known as Z, drops 40 against Chapman in a region game. Just people going off to start off the playoffs of last year. Jordan Butler comes out first game in the playoffs, drops 50 points in the first round. And then they proceed to win the 1A state champs later on in, I would believe, early March. And then Greenville versus Greer was a thrill in the playoffs. Obviously, had to shout out that one. That one was a game for the ages here in our own county. Travelers Rest goes undefeated in region, then proceeds to make it to the upper state where Ren then takes the torch, dominated TR in the upper state game, and then beat Crestwood in the championship, all behind senior Jonathan Wysong, who's now playing college ball, and got to interview him later on in the year. It was crazy how they won that state championship, and great team right there. And then finally, Dorman wins their first championship since 2020 behind seniors like Sean Lindsay, Chase Harris, Terry Leonard, Jamarcus, the list goes on. But great team again, and that one was a nail biter as well against Goose Creek, where they only won by 2 points. Off season, you know me, whole lot of interviews I had. Got to interview a lot of seniors who are now playing college basketball. It was great to hear from a lot of them, and there was a lot of movement around the county. Not going to mention any names because I feel like I've already done this like 7 times at this point, but moves to Greer, moves to Powdersville, moves to Greenville, just moves all around. There's always going to be transfers in and out of schools, and I love it. I love it for the game. It makes things interesting. Moving on to this season though, Greer versus Powdersville was probably the number one game this season so far. Great game to watch, and they were both undefeated at the time. Greer ended up coming out with the 2-point win, I believe, and that was just really good for the county in this area to see that one play out. Some teams that are really killing it. Riverside is starting the season on fire. Wanted to mention, one of their senior guards, Rylan, actually got hurt, but, really praying for his recovery. And I know it could be tough for that team, but regardless, they are doing excellent right now. Greer's on fire. Greenville's on fire. Powdersville's on fire. Teohana's playing great. So is Stephanie. This team, I want to talk about them too. They are a strong team, and I really like where they're headed, especially from bounce back year like last year where they weren't as good. They're really bouncing back this year. Eastside is also on fire, 10-1. I haven't talked about them, and the only reason I haven't is because I feel like I don't have enough knowledge on them yet. I want to get to watch them a few more times, but they're on fire. So is Dorman. Talked about them. St. Joe's 15-1. Now I mean, they're obviously on fire, 15-1, best record in the county, I must say. And then way off from Greenville County, one of the last few things I wanted to mention, Mike Jones, sophomore guard from Indian Land, having a crazy season right now. I think averaging about 28 points, Him and Jackson Burnham from Nation Ford, senior guard. I think he's averaging around 26. They also had one of the craziest games of the season. And these two guys up in the way upper state really killing the game right now. I thought I mentioned that. And then lastly, Nasamero from Blue Ridge just dropped 43 last week, looking like the second coming of Justin Bailey. What did I leave off? Please let me know. There was a lot that happened this year. And oh yeah, last thing, congrats to anyone who committed, signed the dotted line, anything like that. Congratulations to you. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to leave anybody off. But if you were able to play in college or you are going to play in college, you have already committed, congratulations. And obviously, best of luck at the next level. But without further ado, thank you for the first real year I've been doing this. It's been a journey. I enjoy doing it. Love covering basketball in the Greenville and South Carolina area as a whole, but definitely more to come. Can't wait for these region games. And I want to just say it right now, I'll be covering three regions mainly this season, and three I'm gonna really be looking at and give previews on the Spartanburg 5A region with the schools like Dorman, Burns, Gaffney, and all them. The 4A region with Eastside, Greer, Wade Hampton, that region. And the last one will be the 5A Greenville County region with Malden, Woodmont, Hillcrest, and those schools. But yeah, just thought I'd let y'all know those videos will be coming out later this week. But till then, peace.